Hello and happy new year. This is going to be a really exciting year because, as the video says, this is the wedding planning video, or the beginning of my wedding planning journey. I put up a video before of our engagement last September, and since then we were sort of thinking of wedding plans and wedding ideas. We thought about this before we were even engaged because we knew that obviously at some point we would have to think about these things. And we came to quite a interesting decision in the end. A lot of people will probably think that this is so not what they would want to do for their wedding, and that's absolutely fine. But when I was doing some YouTube research to look into different weddings where we're going to get married, and yeah, basically I couldn't find anything. I think I found one video from one woman in the UK who had got married where we're getting married, but other than that I couldn't find any Brits getting married where we're getting married. I thought this might be helpful for people like me who were thinking they wanted to get married here and that had no idea where to start, what to look at, any of those things. So these are for those people. And just to preface, I know this is not going to be everyone's idea of a dream wedding. I know a lot of people want to do a traditional wedding in the UK, and that's absolutely fine. But for me and Dan, that just didn't seem right for us, and we wanted to spend the majority of our money on our honeymoon, and choosing to get married where we're getting married meant that we could do that a lot easier and a lot cheaper. So I'm probably gonna have it in the title anyway, so I don't know why I'm being mysterious, but me and Dan are going to get married in Las Vegas in America. But yes, we've decided we wanted to get married in Las Vegas, and like I say, the reason for this is we want to have our honeymoon at least 3-4 weeks traveling around America, and if we were getting married in the UK it would obviously be a lot more expensive, and it would mean that we would have to take time off from our jobs to sort everything for the wedding in the UK, and then on top of that then fly out to America. So this sort of seemed like it did everything we needed to do in one by getting married in Las Vegas. And from doing just a little bit of Instagram research, I found just the coolest places, the coolest photos, and yeah, I just personally can't imagine myself getting married in a traditional way. Like I said, obviously I know that's not going to be for everyone, but I just couldn't imagine myself, when I tried to picture what my wedding day was going to be like, I couldn't imagine like a load of people in the UK coming to watch me and Dan get married. It didn't seem like us, and Dan agreed, it just didn't seem like it was a very us thing to do. So we're getting married in Las Vegas. Like I say, I found it really hard to start my wedding planning journey, and this is just like the first of a few videos because there's only a couple of things that we've found so far that we feel like are going to be definites for our wedding. So we still have a bunch more research and stuff to do. We're planning to get married in October 2023, so a lot of the suppliers and venue we wanted to book aren't available to book until October 2022, so we have to wait until the end of this year to officially book anyway. But we've been in touch with the suppliers and the venue locations, so they're aware that we're obviously going to be booking for October 2023, and they've all been lovely, and the communication has been really good with all the suppliers that we've spoken to so far, which was something I was really anxious about, because planning a wedding in another country from the UK is I feel like a really daunting task, especially when you can't physically see anything in person until we get there. Ideally we'd get a trip out to Las Vegas before we get married, but because our money right now is being saved towards the wedding, that might not also be a possibility. Also, if you don't already know, me and Dan are going to Florida, Orlando, Disney World and Universal next May. So that's obviously going to cost us quite a bit of money as well. We'll have to see how that goes, basically. But yeah, for this video, I just wanted to be like a bit of a casual chat, to be honest. But for anyone thinking of getting married in Las Vegas and you're from the UK, hopefully this is helpful. So I'm going to start with our reception venue / hotel. So I realised you can hire out a private room in a restaurant to have your reception ceremony. So the place that we're looking to stay for our trip and also have our like wedding breakfast reception is the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas, which is a beautiful hotel. And the suite that me and Dan in particular are looking at is the wraparound terrace suite, which is gorgeous and spacious as well, which means that everyone that's going to be coming to the wedding will be able to fit nicely in there to have like drinks and listen to some music and have like a bit of a dance there. So that will be really nice. So yes, that is where we're going to be staying for the duration. We're planning to fly out on the Thursday and leave Vegas on the Sunday and potentially get married either on the Friday or the Saturday. We haven't decided yet. The Friday might be a bit soon considering we're just flown out on the Thursday. So probably more likely we're going to get married on the Saturday and then head off on our honeymoon on Sunday evening. Then I contacted the hotel to ask about sort of like a reception room or a room that would fit. I think we've got about 17 people including me and Dan going out to Vegas. They were really kind, really accommodating, and gave us sort of a list of different options and different restaurants that we can have a meal and be in private in. So that'll be lovely. We haven't decided yet on which of the restaurants because there's loads in there. There's like breakfast, brunch, did burgers, pasta, sushi, Japanese, everything. I mean, if you just do like a Google search of the hotel, I'm sure, or if you've stayed there before, you'll know how many restaurants they have inside the hotel just alone. So yeah, we have a lot to choose from. So me and Dan still need to go through the list and work out where we would want to be having our reception / wedding breakfast meal. But yes, that is where we've decided that's where we want to stay, and we've decided that's where we want to host our wedding breakfast and meal. Because it's so early in like our wedding planning journey, nothing's 100% until we book, but I've got my mind pretty much set on that as an idea. I just literally did a Google search of hotels in Las Vegas. My dad has stayed in Las Vegas quite a lot because he's a bit of a party guy with work stuff. Fun. But yeah, he's been out to Vegas quite a lot, so he gave the Cosmopolitan as like his top recommendation for staying. And when we looked at it against other hotels, the rooms were just beautiful, location was perfect, we just loved it, so we decided that that would be a really good choice for us. That's basically how we started our journey, was thinking of a hotel for us to stay and location, and that was the decision we made. We also flitted between we looked on Airbnb for quite a long time and looked at villas, and we were going to rent a villa and have everyone stay there so we could all be together, and then we would basically just have like the wedding breakfast reception there. We'd have like a chef come in and cook for us, and maybe like get an events company to set up like a long table for us outside, make that pretty. And then yeah, just have music and like party around the villa. But we couldn't find a villa big enough with nice rooms for everyone. When I searched on Airbnb, a lot of the rooms were like bunk beds or like double bunk beds and stuff like that, and because there's no children coming, it just didn't make sense for us to have rooms that way, and for the guests to be sort of like all crammed into rooms together. So we thought, also it was pretty expensive as well, so it would have taken a chunk out of our wedding budget because me and Dan would have paid for it. So we decided to instead just book the hotel room for me and Dan, and then everyone else can pick what hotels they want to stay in, book whatever hotels they want to. We can all meet up whatever day. If we all want to do the same sort of activities, we would like arrange like an activities list, I guess, of things that me and Dan want to do, and then anyone who was also coming along that wanted to join in can. And then if people just want to say relax by the pool or do something else, then they're welcome to do that for the 4 days, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days that we'll be there. Yeah, people can sort of make up their mind on what they want to do, and we just felt it was more relaxed, and also it meant that people are in walking distance to like shopping, attractions, things like that, and they didn't need to like get Ubers from the villa, and it didn't need to be sort of a difficult process. So it just seemed like that made the most sense for us. But if you're maybe a smaller party, then I would look at a villa, because there's some really gorgeous villas, and the outside area of those villas would be like perfect for a meal, and you can set it up and make it look really romantic and pretty. So that is also an option if you're thinking about that or considering that. That was sort of where we're staying, location / reception is like the first thing, like I say, we looked into and explored as an option. And then after that, we thought about where we would physically, sorry, I've just realised I've done this in the wrong order. Apologies. That was not the first thing. The very first thing was, of course, where would we get married in Las Vegas? And to be fair, we still haven't fully decided on this, which is why I said where we would be staying first, because that is definitely more clear to us. But we looked at a few different options. There were like some more romantic places, some more cheesy places, and I think we're going to get married at the classic A Little White Chapel in Vegas. It's just like a pretty iconic place to get married, I feel like, and you can do it in so many ways. Like there's a drive-through, we can go in like a pink Cadillac car, I think it's a Cadillac anyway, that, you know, like you like get married in the car. You can get married inside the little chapel, which is I think what we're gonna do, and then have some like photos taken with the car and stuff through like the Tunnel of Love drive-through. But it is a bit tacky, it is a bit cheesy, but that is just, I just love that. And from then looking at suppliers and seeing photos of people's Vegas weddings, which is where I first got like the inspiration really to get married in Vegas, it just seemed like that made the most sense for us, and really cost effective as well. Yeah, that's where we're thinking at the moment. It makes sense for us to get married at A Little White Chapel. Yeah, that's what we're thinking at the moment, basically. Obviously, like I say, none of this has been booked yet. It's literally beginning stages of planning and discussions, but I thought this might help anyone come up with some ideas if they're thinking of doing the same. The couple of things or people that we found, and I found these by searching on Instagram, so I would say if you're like unsure of venues, places, look at different venues on Instagram and look at their tagged photos to see people's different wedding days, photographers. You can find that way. That's how I found the photographer that I've been in contact with. It's a really good way to find out different photographers, like florists, all of that, because you can obviously see them linked in the tagged photos on Instagram. So that's a really, really helpful way, and pretty much how I found the majority of the suppliers and stuff that me and Dan are in contact with about the wedding. So the first supplier was the photographer called Brittany Lowe, and I just really loved her pictures that she took of weddings at A Little White Chapel, which is why we decided to contact her, and also which sort of like made us sway towards A Little White Chapel, because the photos are just so cool and iconic, and I can imagine them being framed in our house. So yeah, that's basically why we decided on her, and she's lovely as well. I follow her on Instagram and she's really funny and just really sweet, and she also preserves wedding bouquets as well as one of her businesses, so that's really cool. We've all like the details of all the different suppliers I've spoken about in the description box if you're interested to check any of them out. And the final sort of supplier that we've been in contact with and pretty much agreed that we will be booking with is the florist, and their Instagram is Lucid Juliet. Been in contact with Erin from Lucid Juliet, and her Instagram is just really cool. The type of flowers she does are really cool, really different. You can either go really classic if you wanted to, or you can do something a bit different. The inspiration pictures I've shown her are very like pinks and reds. That's kind of the general theme for like flowers and like invites and stuff like that. It's going to be very like pinks and reds. And yeah, she just does a really amazing job. And I'd seen a bouquet that she'd done that I'm sure was photographed by Brittany Lowe, which is why I then found her. So it's just a really good way to find different suppliers. Literally just search on Instagram, search venues, search, and then you from there you can find photographers, florists, everything. So yeah, she's lovely as well. I've had so many nice chats with her over email, and I'm really excited to meet her and work with her on like our wedding flowers and our flowers for our wedding breakfast, because she's just been really sweet. She wanted to know about me and Dan's relationship. She wanted to know about our home life, what we're like. She just really like attention to detail and really lovely. And just ran really nice to talk to her. I really enjoyed just emailing her. Annoyingly, my camera just died. But yeah, Erin's lovely from Lucid Julia, and her flowers are amazing. And she does such a variety of different styles. So yeah, and like I say, I enjoyed literally just emailing her and her finding out about us and speaking about her. It's made me feel a lot more comfortable, especially when you are arranging things that you're not going to see until you're there and you can't physically go and see in person. So that's been really great. And I just realised as well there was one more supplier that was pretty certain on at the moment, and I can't remember how I found this page actually. It might have just come up on my explore page, or I think I was googling Vegas bakeries for our wedding cake, and I found this Instagram account called Mary's Cakes LV for Las Vegas, and she just does really cool, like quirky, kitschy cakes, and for what we want for our wedding cake, it's perfect. Yeah, I think that's all of them, and like I say, I'll link them all below. But I really hope you enjoyed hearing a bit about the beginning of our wedding planning process. Sorry it was a bit all over the place, but like I say, we're in the really early stages, so we've not booked anything officially yet. It's all just ideas and suppliers we've been in touch with, but I hope it's helpful to how you find different suppliers if you are interested in getting married in Las Vegas. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to share more about our wedding planning journey, and how we, you know, do it all, and get it all planned and scheduled and stuff. So that'll be really exciting. And then for our honeymoon, we're planning on traveling across the US, going from Las Vegas, I think, to Utah, then down to San Francisco, going across the California coast. We also want to stop at places like Texas and Nashville. We want to stop in New Orleans, and we want to end our honeymoon in Miami. So we've got quite a few places we want to cover for our honeymoon, and that was just something where we wanted to spend the majority of our money. And by getting married in Vegas and already being in America, that made the wedding cost much cheaper. And for a typical UK weddings, £25,000 is what we're sort of budgeting for. It means that we can have an amazing wedding day with our close friends and family, and then also have a dream honeymoon, which we're so excited for. So that's why we decided to do what we're doing. And if you are interested, or if this has inspired you to think maybe that you don't want to go down the typical UK wedding route, then please feel free to message on this video, find me on my Instagram, DM me there. I love talking about it. And if you have any helpful tips as well, because like I say, I'm only in the beginning process and I've only found a few people so far, then that will be really helpful. I've still got to find, you know, like a hairstylist, a makeup artist, all of these things which are going to be really hard to do from the UK. But yeah, any help, any tips are much appreciated as I start this wedding planning journey. But yeah, I hope you found this really interesting, and I'm really happy to be vlogging again in the new year. I want to make sure to continue this because it was a hobby I really enjoyed last year, and it kept me sane with all the lockdowns and COVID restrictions and everything. So and I've loved watching like trips and days back already from last year, so it's definitely something I want to do much more of in 2022. I'm going to Disney World with my mum to celebrate her 50th round 2 in March, and then me and Dan are going in May. And yeah, hopefully just a lot of like fun trips and experiences this year that we didn't get to do last year, which I'm really excited about. And also our house, of course. So I feel like they're the most popular videos on my channel. As you can see, I've sort of got a little corner here in the living room now, and the living room's looking much more like a home. But we definitely want to spend much more money on the house this year, because last year we were paying off the holidays for this year. So yeah, we want to definitely like make the house more homely and add some more like decor bits. And show you guys an update of the house as well and what it's looking like so far. So once the house is nice and clean and tidy, I will do a updated sort of house tour of what we've got to so far, how many months in. We moved in July and we're now in Jan, so however many months that is, update, see what the house is looking like. But yeah, like I said, I hope you really enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more. I'm hoping to be more consistent next year. It's one of my goals that I've written down. But yeah, like I say, lots of exciting things coming up, and I'm really excited for this next year. So thanks for watching, and bye from me and Buffy. Bye.